a devastating loss. Incredible individual performance from Kayvon Allen of Florida. He was the only Gator in double figures. If you score more than 80 points, you have one guy in double figures. Now, he had 35. So that was a significant contribution, the most ever for a Florida player in an NCAA tournament game. But look, a lot of things Wisconsin did well. I mean, they shot over 50%. You mentioned it, Sean. Last 10 games, they've been the worst free throw shooting team in America out of 351 teams. Of all the teams that have played more than 3 games, no one worse than Wisconsin, and it kind of came back to bite them in this one.
Yeah, they missed 5 free throws in overtime, and, sticking with the theme of free throws, Kayvon Allen, who had really struggled shooting the ball coming into this ball game, he hit 6 free throws toward the end of the first half, which kind of raised his confidence. I thought that was really important. It allowed Florida not only to go into the locker room with a little bit of a lead, they also had the momentum, and more importantly, as the game unfolded, it kind of saw his confidence really rise to the top.
And 16 turnovers for Wisconsin led to 20 points off of turnovers for Florida. But Wisconsin did so many things right in this game. They had double figures out of 5 guys. Their senior class showed up. They hit the big shot. Yes, they struggled from the free throw line, but Nigel stepped up and finally made the 2 big ones. If you have to dissect the last play right there, the one thing you can't do is you have to keep the offense in front of you, and they were too tight. Trice face guarded along the sideline there as well, and then when he got the ball, he is so fast, Allen Iverson level speed. There was nothing they could do. It's a painful way to end it, but boy, they did so many things right. They played well enough to win, Dave.
And it's very easy to sit here and second guess.
Sure.
But might you want to miss that free throw? I mean, I understand then you're putting yourself in a bind where if they get a 2-point field goal, they win the game, whereas here they needed a 3-pointer to win the game. But it takes some time to collect the rebound, and then you can't have that momentum going toward the basket. I mean, is that just too much? Are you trying to micromanage at that point, Jess?
I think so. I agree that he should have made the free throws, but when you set up there at the end of the game, you almost have to be at half court or a little closer, maybe the 3-point line, and keep the ball in front of you. That's much easier said than done, but they were a little discombobulated. They weren't able to turn him, and his blazing speed and miraculous shot sent them home. But I believe in knocking down that free throw.
Well, and that last 3-point shot was certainly something that everyone's going to remember, especially down in Gainesville. But we would be wrong to overlook the play of Canyon Barry in overtime. He knocks down a couple of free throws. He didn't settle for a 3 when it was still a 5-point ball game. He gets to the rim, keeps them alive, and then his hustle and his ability to not foul Khalil Iverson. If Iverson's able to go up and finish that, this may be a completely different outcome. But the job that Canyon Barry, the 5th-year graduate transfer from Coastal Carolina, what he gave to Florida in their effort tonight was invaluable.
And the Gators got contributions from a lot of different players in this game. We mentioned all the Wisconsin starters in double figures. They only got 3 points off the bench. Florida got 20 points off the bench. It kind of speaks to, yeah, Allen was great, but lots of different guys contributed for Florida.
Yeah, and their leading scorer, who had struggled throughout the course of this tournament, really answered the bell. And a guy who had been giving them 19 points and 9 rebounds priority, Devin Robinson, really kind of held in check. So just a really interesting game in terms of the ebb and the flow. And I think, Dana Altman and Mike White are now probably sitting there saying, you know what, we're going to work on fouling, because there was no way, in my opinion, that Zach Showalter should have ever had an opportunity to tie that ball game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, we were all sitting there saying,
stunning.
You've got to foul in this situation, right? You're coming out of a timeout. You have all the time in the world to set that up, and yet they let Showalter take the 3, and to his credit, he buried it.